everyone!
Hello.
I am Retro.
I'm Wolf.
I remember to do it this time. We are playing, you are playing, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on the PlayStation edition of this game. Yeah. This is a continuation from us playing it last night. Wolf is determined to beat said game. So we'll see how that goes. You got to like 34 or 40% of the game last night? Something like that? I think it was actually like 40% of the game last night. So
I think it was 37.
was it? Oh, it was close. Close enough.
Oh dear.
Oh, no pressure, you know. This highly accurate. No, I can't even say it. Oh. Are the books laughing at you? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Need to hex him? I'm getting beaten by a rug. You know, all these spells that Harry suddenly knows how to use without any major explanation. Just like he, you know, didn't know in the first. Okay, I guess just a go. Oh, yep, you just gotta time it between there, not being jerks.
I don't think I'm gonna get it on the first try.
Is there a way when you jump to like pull back and not go as far?
Not that I can tell. This is where I like the newer game stuff because it makes a little more sense.
I don't know what any of that phrasing means. The newer game stuff.
Like, more of the games that you would find nowadays. Oh, jeez.
Oh, the timer's still going.
Yeah, because...
Ozcan 15, yo, and blue balls for life. Hey guys, turn up the graphics.
Wish I could.
These awesome 1999, 2001 PlayStation graphics. Is it Minecraft Harry Potter? You know, I wish that was how you could explain this away. You know, you played this game way back when. What a trip it was. Yeah, so we were playing this. Oh, that's a new thing, real quick, because it just popped up. We have a cooking show. It's on YouTube called Wolf's Tavern, where we make food that you can make at home. Good food, really good food. Been very popular. So thank you to everybody who's watched it. But there's the link. Go follow it. Every Friday, new recipe that we do. So
I'm going to be late to class.
You're going to be late to class. Yeah, so we were playing this last night, and we were talking about it. Apparently when this game came out, there were 4 versions of the game made. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, Microsoft Windows, and PlayStation. In order for all 4 to be released
for your defense against the
simultaneously.
Sorry, but
Yeah,
this
takes
will
5 points away from Gryffindor.
Would you like to try again? Yeah, why not? Now that you know what you're doing. So
Somewhat.
you gotta push square. We don't ever. This is like the first time in months I've turned my PS2 on.
And I don't normally play on a PlayStation. I'm an Xbox girl.
So there were 4 versions of this game made by 4 different companies. So each game is different. You can play all 4 games and get a different game for each one. So you played the Windows version, which you said is very, very different, because that was actually developed by Microsoft. But the whole idea was they released this game 3 days before the first movie came out. They were trying to time it, so they had to have all 4 versions of the game ready, and the only way to do that was to have 4 different companies oversee the creation. Yeah, it's nuts.
Come on, stupid butt. No!
Oh, overshot. Harry got ups!
Clearly. This is why I skipped the jelly beans in the first room, even though I kind of need them. I'd rather not lose another 5 points.
There you go. Hey, you made it.
Welcome, young Mr. Potter, to Defense Against Dark Arts. You're just in
You played
time.
the PC and the Game Boy versions. The Game Boy was
Gather
like...
round.
Yeah, it was turn-based. Mooglenator
I'm
was in the chat last
Professor
night. He was
Quirrell,
saying he played the
and
Game
this is
Boy
your
version, and that
you
it
may begin.
was a turn-based
Today we'll learn
RPG,
the most-
basically.
Get ready. Not good. That was good. Excellent. Perfect. Concentration. Not good. That was good. Excellent. Perfect.
What's hilarious to me is that you wanted to play
Watch out for this one.
specifically because you had played the Windows version, and then we learned last night as we're playing
Not
this,
good.
we looked it up, and yeah, this is nothing like the Windows
That was
version of
good.
the game.
Yeah, it made me very upset. I was like, I wanted to play the
Perfect.
game I remember. And this one's different.
You may now enter the chamber.
Yes, different is the correct word.
Now, Harry, let's see how you defend yourself. First, cast your Verdimilia spell toward the darkness. Observe how the Verdimilia spell flares, forcing back the... follow the path quickly.
The only
Good luck.
Cam, you'll get a kick out of this. The only like popular I looked at the voice cast. It's nobody from the movies. The only popular voice I even recognized was that the game is narrated by Stephen Fry.
Impressive.
Hey, I got my 5 points back.
Harry, I've been waiting for ages.
So sorry.
Do you remember that Dumbledore said that the upper castle is out of bounds to all? That must be where the stolen Let's split up and look for a way
But
up there.
I
Good
love
luck, Harry.
doing some more research. I love that basically because they did have permission from Warner Brothers for this, and Stephen Fry. Yeah. I was like, I heard his voice, and I'm like, I know this voice. It's wonderfully proper British voice. I'm like, I know this voice. Where do I know this voice from? And I looked up, and sure enough, Stephen Fry. I watched Stephen Fry when he and Hugh Laurie had a BBC show called A Bit of Fry and Laurie. It was a BBC sketch show. It was just the two of them, and it is so funny. It is absolutely hilarious. If you like dry British humor and dry British sketch shows, watch A Bit of Fry and Laurie.
Okay, so-
Hey, GVs, welcome in.
Hello.
Yes, Hugh Laurie did sketch comedy before he did anything else. But long before he did House, he got his start on a show called Blackadder as a bit character, and same for Stephen Fry. And they were like best friends, and they got greenlit shortly after the Blackadder series to do a sketch comedy called A Bit of Fry and Laurie. And I think you can find it on one of the streaming channels. If not, you can find it on YouTube. But it is, I love Monty Python, and this makes me laugh so much harder than Monty Python ever has. And you hear Hugh Laurie in his proper British accent, which is this lovely, posh, very bright, high-pitched British voice. Very different from his Dr. House American accent.
I took some damage with that.
He's also an incredibly talented piano player. Has a band. Put out a couple albums doing Louisiana jazz. And it's, if you've never heard it, go listen to it. It'll make you all kinds of happy.
I have no
Yeah,
idea
St. Louis Blues.
I don't know which one of those doors I'm supposed to go through, but
I'm not sure. You got me. I mean, I'd never even played this game. I've owned this for years and never even played it. Hit! Ah! It's like Link in every Legend of Zelda game where he's like, hit! Yeah! 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 He's mute, but he can do that.
well, I got locked out. So what is that?
Did you just soft lock the game? No.
Someone has been casting spells of the dark arts, Harry. It's all very peculiar, I must say. The exit to the dungeons is blocked by a horrendous set of curses. There are 4 curses, and each must be dispelled before the actual curses are hidden around the dungeon. Once found, use your knockback gem.
Okay then. I can't get out until I go find spells.
Save point.
Yep. Saving.
I would like to take this moment to plug our affiliate friends over at Geek News Now. You can check them out at geeknewsnow.net. And if you happen to go over to the website geeknewsnow.net, you'll see lots of amazing content, articles, videos, interviews. Some articles written by yours truly. Cam in Focus, there he has some content uploaded as well for Geek News Now, where he riffs on videos and reviews books, and it's absolutely hilarious. And I have a interview that's been recorded. We're finishing up the interview, everything, this upcoming week. With a local comic book shop that's a 501c3 charitable organization. They do tons of work with kids, helping kids develop their own superheroes and tell their own stories.
Potty wee Potter! I'm Peeves Potter, and you better watch out for me. Young Potter, you're ugly, but what can we do? Everyone says you belong in a zoo. If you look in a mirror, it surely will crack. The best thing to do is wear a nice sack.
That I do believe is out of the book.
And that's actually in the PC version too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Peeves. So yeah, they're a 501c3 charitable organization. They help kids with creative writing, but they manage themselves by owning a comic book shop, not a game store, an actual comic shop. They're also licensed dealers for graded comics from the CGC, and they run a cleaning and pressing service, certified cleaners and pressers of comic books. And when I interviewed them, I got to speak with the owner, who also does that. And I took him one of my comics, my Batman number 251, and he looked at it, and
I think he got a little jealous.
He got a little jealous. His jaw hit the floor because it was also an original cover of Batman 251. And Batman 251 is the return of the Joker after the Batman had locked him up in the asylum and he was gone for several issues. The Joker comes back, and it's a return to the roots of the Joker as a murdering psychopath. So I took it to him, and I was like, hey, so I wanted him to look at this comic, which was in pretty good shape from when I got it, and I wanted him to explain on video how he cleans and how he presses comics and what's his process. Does he use chemicals? What does he do? And he gave this wonderful, in-depth explanation. And when we finished the video, I didn't ask him on camera because I didn't want to put him on the spot. But off camera, I said, what would you charge me to clean and press this comic? And he came back and he gave me a price, and I was ready to pay it. And then he did it. He decided he was going to do it for free in return for the publicity that we were getting for him. And so I'm supposed to pick that up this week. And when I do pick it up, we're going to record him explaining what he did, showing the differences in quality of how it looks. And I'm very, very excited. Because he was estimating the grade on that to be an 8.5. Before cleaning. He was estimating, I think it was around an 8 before cleaning. He was thinking he could probably get it to an 8.5 after cleaning. And an 8 of that comic recently sold for $1,250 for that comic. So he was a little jealous when I brought that in, and I knew that comic was valuable, but it was pretty spectacular kind of moment. But he put on the gloves, he took it out with such care, and I had it in just a sleeve, like a plastic sleeve.
Yeah,
with a
he
board.
got upset.
Oh, he was mad at me. He's even gonna give me a hard case to put it in a grading. He himself is not a grader, but he deals in grading and sells grading. Like that's what he does. They hand deliver comics to the CGC grading company in Sarasota. So he knows his stuff, and he's gonna give me a hard case to put it in as well, so that I don't have to have it in a plastic sleeve. But I may it costs like $75 or $85 to get it graded. I may get it graded at some point. I'm not gonna do that right now. I would never sell it. It was a gift to me from somebody who's a very passionate collector, so I could never bear to part with it for that. But yeah, very, very cool. I'm kind of tempted to take him some of the others. You need to find someone to grade your collection. So he was saying that there's 2 grading companies nationally, and the CGC is in Sarasota. The other one, I forget where he said it was. It was in another state.
Austin.
It was in Austin? Yeah. So you would have to send it somewhere. If you want it like truly graded by a company that is like reputable, there's 2 grading companies that are out there. And it's like $75 or $85 a comic, like per comic to get it graded.
Yeah, because they were originally in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Go away.
But this store just opened last, what did they say, July? It's a husband and wife.
September.
Oh,
they moved in July.
They opened in September, that's right. So we talked to them for hours or so. I need to go back and like watch my video again. But once we have that, I've got some great shots of the store. I had a wonderful interview with the owners. And actually, because they are in the same town as us, and they're a young young married couple, super nerdy. We're actually really excited to get to know them more.
Ah! Dang it! I need these suits of armor to go away.
But yeah, like, we met each other, and, like, everybody was really cool. And we were all kind of like, yay! More people just like us to hang out with.
Oh, that's not fair. It won't let me lock on it.
Flipendo! Flipendo!
But I get points for defeating them.
I like how he's using Flipendo, but it's not a move he ever uses in the movies. It's Expelliarmus like everything.
Yeah.
Flipendo!
Here's how much a signed copy of Lady Death's holo cover bikini art edition would go for. I actually can tell you what it has been going for. I have an app that says what comics at different grades have been selling for. So it won't give me the price signed, obviously. But let's see. I may need you to give me more information about it, but I can look it up real quick. This would be fun to do on stream. Said Lady Death. Do you by chance know what year? Because, well, there's a Lady Death bikini special that was in 2005.
I didn't think I was tall enough to jump on top of the bookcases, but apparently I was wrong.
Huh.
I just walk up to a bookcase and I can jump up on top of it.
It's really impressive because at this point Harry's like 4'2". Look, the boy can jump.
Clearly.
The boy with ups.
Let's see what happens if I just go.
Okay. Yeah, that'll tell me what I need to know. Got it. Okay. Yep. Give me 1 second.
I heard peeps.
Flipendo!
Okay, there were only 500 of them made. A Gem Mint 10.0 graded is $520. Now autographed, of course, is going to change that value.
Dang it.
Is it? Well, hang on. It looks like there's a couple different foil covers. There's a gold foil, a prism foil, and a platinum foil. Looks like the platinum foil, a 10.0, 480. The gold foil, 240, and the prism is 520 at a 10.0. The prism is, of all the variants of that cover, the prism is the rarest. But there were only 500 of each of the foil covers. So there was the platinum foil was an incentive cover, and then there were 500 golds and 500 prisms. So yeah, if you have the prism, you've got the higher value one. But yeah, there's an app, Comics Price Guide, and all it has is it'll show you what the most recent one has sold for at the different grades, if it's been reported as sold. But in order to have a 10.0 gem mint, it pretty much needs to be brand new, off the line, never handled with, without gloves, and immediately put into a case for it to be a 10.0.
I think this was the way that I've already gone.
And there can't be any imperfections in the cover from manufacturing. That's why they go for so much. That same comic I was telling you about, the Batman 251, if I had a 10.0 of that, it's a $10,000 comic book. But the moment it drops down to an 8 or an 8.5, it's $1,200 to $1,300. That's the value difference when you get to a 10.0. But I've seen your comic collection in person, Cam. Realistically, you could probably retire with it if you ever wanted to part. And you've got a lot of stuff that's autographed too, so that goes for more.
I do not know where I am going.
How many of I haven't been paying attention. How many of the eyeball things
I've
have you
gotten
done?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4? All right then.
Yeah, see, I'm missing 1.
You can't go back. So that's the one thing I don't care for in a lot of retro games. Is there's not always a clear
Direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game made today would have some kind of compass or waypoint finder, right? So you got up there and you went across those, right?
Yeah, that was like the first one that I
Okay.
did.
And you went through that door. Cam, the other thing that the guy was telling me, he says that some of the highest graded stuff is anything pre-75, 1975, is like right now the cutoff for like expensive and high value. So if you've got older comics in great shape, they're likely to be worth more overall. Have you done this? Or is this new?
Flipendo!
Through here.
My Batman one just makes the cutoff because it's a 73.
Flipendo!
But there were re-releases, and the only difference in the cover
Flipendo!
is in the upper right-hand corner, the amount of money it's worth to be bought. So mine was a 20-cent comic in
Flipendo!
73 when it was printed, but the later
Flipendo!
covers have like $2.99 or $1.99, something in the upper right-hand corner. But the first cover print of it is, it says 20 cents, which is hilarious to me that it says 20 cents. You're saying this is new?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. Somebody, it was U.S. Customs. U.S. Customs destroyed a Gem Mint 10.0 Pokemon Yellow still in the box. Destroyed it. Because of how it was shipped, it went through U.S. Customs. U.S. Customs, unable to verify what's inside, they will open it and destroy it to find out what is inside to make sure nothing illegal is being imported. And they destroyed
Flipendo!
a Gen Men 10.0 Pokemon Yellow still in the box. You like the PS2 version of Goblet of Fire? It was like the Devil May Cry of Harry Potter games. I have the Xbox release of it, which is actually the same game, which is cool. Like, they actually released the same game on both. But yeah, Goblet of Fire game isn't bad. It's
Okay,
the last one that it was the last Harry Potter game to be close to the books.
No touchy.
Let's see. Yeah.
Nope.
The U.S. Customs Department apparently demolished an original sealed copy of Pokemon Yellow worth over $10,000. Some sources are reporting it being worth 10.5. It was officially graded, still in its graded case. They had to break that open to then tear, and they literally tore the box apart. It's in like 2 pieces. Yeah, completely destroyed. And I'm thinking either somebody was jealous, or they. So I used to work for a division of U.S. Customs. That was through FedEx Trade Networks. So we were on site at the FedEx facility. I handled the paperwork. I didn't handle the packages. This was, I was like 19. And we went down to where the U.S. Customs people were, right? The actual customs officers that were on site. And they had their dogs, and they told us under no certain terms, you do not talk to them, you do not touch their dogs, you do not approach them. They are, if they believe you're messing with something, they are authorized to shoot you. They have jurisdiction coast to coast in the United States.
Done, Harry.
Not
You've dispelled all
mess with them.
4
Just
curses.
leave them alone.
Whoever put
They're
them
nice
there
guys,
really wants to
but they
stop
are not your
students
business.
exploring
They
the
made that
castle.
abundantly
Look
clear
at
to
the time.
us when we
We've
were
been down
hired.
here for so long. The transfiguration. Don't be late. The transfiguration.
And they told us a story that they caught drugs coming into the country and this is how. The packing label on the box, the labels on the peanut butter inside all said crunchy peanut butter. However, the shipping document that they submitted said creamy peanut butter. The paperwork said creamy. The label said crunchy. That is a no red flag. They tore it open, and stuffed inside of the jars of peanut butter was thousands of dollars worth of cocaine. They never would have caught it if there hadn't been the label discrepancy. And they told us if they cannot inspect something, they are authorized to rip it apart and destroy it in the process. So we were down there and we watched them literally with razor knives slicing open couch cushions.
Portrait room or the castle?
I'm guessing portrait room? I don't know. Pokemon Yellow was a great game. I think Pokemon Yellow needs a little more love than it gets.
Have you got those green every flavour? The password for the portrait is Wanglewort.
Cool. So now I can go to this portrait.
Wanglewort.
Well done, young man. At least in here you'll be...
I get an arm!
Quidditch armor. All of that for some Quidditch armor.
Just one piece.
Just one piece. Because they wouldn't have given you that when you play the game. That's like saying, hey, look, you don't have the password, so you have to go out on the football field with no pads and flip-flops. And you're the defensive end, all right? That's...
I was like, okay, I just got all of that. I'm saving the game so I don't have to do it again.
Yeah, really?
Alright, to the castle!
The castle! Have fun storming the castle! Think it'll work? It'll take a miracle. Sorry.
Oh! Can you go get my music box?
Where is it?
2 shelves down from the recipes.
Yes, dear.
He goes looking for something for me, and the puppy races after him. She pretty much is attached to one or both of us.
Are you gonna do it, or do you want me to do it?
I want to do it.
Okay. If you're gonna do it, though, hang on. You gotta do it right. Where's your fez?
Right there.
Because with these things, you look like a little monkey on the on a street corner.
I like my little music box.
Pokemon, yes. Pokemon Crystal sprite animations. I remember the first... I'm trying to remember which game did it first. But I remember the first time Pokemon got diagonal movement. I about lost my lid. And this was one you got me for Christmas. Because our wedding song is Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love.
Yep.
So, he got me his little music box that plays that.
You almost started crying.
I did. It's true. Well, I also cried several times on our wedding day. So.
And I only started crying during the vows because you started.
I'm an emotional person. I'm sorry. Quick side note, because I added it today. We have new channel reward points you can spend your points on. For 250 points, you can choose the room color. I use this.
Oh yeah. I don't have his password.
What's funny to me about this game is that Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff don't exist anywhere. Except for the, when it's tallying up the points of the house.
Madam Hooch was really
See, like, here's a
impressed by my
Ravenclaw, but there's no, like,
control.
house. There's no
Maybe
symbols,
one
there's no
day
nothing
I'll
for
even
them.
get to play for Puddlemill United.
Welcome, Mr. Potter. Grab your broomstick, and we'll begin the training.
Okay.
GV's reading dad
Welcome to
joke.
Quidditch training. Whichever seeker catches the golden snitch, which is why
Bad
seekers
joke.
tend to get for your first. Fly through 10 hoops, get set.
Let's go near the end of the book.
Okay.
I was up all night wondering where the sun had gone. Then it dawned on me. Ah, waka waka!
I start getting too close to snitch. I'm going faster than it
I see this may be proving a little too difficult for you.
And GV's renamed PupCam.
Remember,
The
fly.
Superman 64 section of the game. Oh my goodness, you're right. Oh. I will let you finish doing that, then I will do PupCam.
Excellent. For that performance, you've earned gold wings
Woo,
and
25 points.
house points for
Hang on,
Gryffindor.
gotta move the webcam. And we have Puppy.
Time for your second seeker training lesson.
There's one.
You seem to have the
Orion.
hang of chasing the snitch. Now let's see if you're any good
Hanging
at
out
catching
underneath
it.
the desk.
Now fly through 20 hoops, then hit the cross button when the snitch moves towards your hand.
Oh boy.
On my mark. 3,
And
2,
then that one's sleeping.
1.
Yep. Okay, put the camera back and
Yeah.
she'll fall back to sleep. She's puppy enough, she'll fall back to sleep.
Beagle.
Yay! Did I get more house points?
Are you flying a broom or a brush, Mr. Potter? Now fly through
Favorite
20
Harry Potter
hoops.
film?
I have a very random trivia bit about Harry Potter films. Personally.
Let's see. I think I'm a big fan of. I mean, I'm a big fan of all of them. It's tough.
I'll just say the thing in regards to me for a Harry Potter film. The Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is what got me addicted to sugar cubes.
What?
Excellent.
How did
For
how
that
did that get you
performance, you've
addicted
earned
to sugar
gold
cubes?
wings and 25
Because
house points to
I
Gryffindor.
had no idea that sugar cubes even existed.
In a Quidditch match, whichever team seeker
And
catches the
then
golden snitch wins his team
Harry Potter and
150
Sorcerer's
points.
Stone came out. I was
This
on a
often
family
results in that
reunion.
seeker's team winning the
We
match.
wound up watching it.
Now, let's
First
see
time
how
for
you
me.
manage catching a snitch while racing
And
against another seeker.
I was given some sugar cubes
Okay,
during that, so
ready?
that it
3,
pretty much
2,
became every time I
1.
watched it, I wanted a sugar cube.
Like a horse, like if I put it in my hand and then stick my hand out, it's gonna get it out of my hand.
I would take it out of your hand.
And then you won't do it for like the rest of the game until like the very end. It's gonna be messed up all over again.
Oh yeah. There's three more. And this one. One more. Ah! It's because I spoke.
I would say probably one of my favorite Harry Potter films to sit and watch. I think probably
Excellent.
Probably
For
5.
that performance, you've earned gold wings and 25 house points for Gryffindor. Run along then, Mr. Potter.
I think 5 is probably one of my favorite ones to sit and watch. Because you get a real... yeah, she's just...
I'm taking the beds off.
You get this real sense of, how everything is... Because that's the moment everybody sees that Voldemort's back. And, like, you realize everything everybody's been through. Harry loses Sirius. You know, they develop the Order of the Phoenix. And then at the very end, there's that showdown between Voldemort and... Puppy. She's so cute. Between
Put me
Voldemort,
back.
between Voldemort and Dumbledore, and then everybody suddenly realizes that Voldemort's back. And I think it just kind of, it sets the tone for, it's the major tonal shift. You kind of had that in 4 with Cedric dying at the end, but that was kind of that moment where everything became really real to everyone. In the book, Neville had a lot more character development in 5 that I felt like never got established in the movies, but I think 5 is definitely... And of course you have the kids battling powerful dark wizards in the Ministry.
Yeah.
And then you have the old Order of the Phoenix coming in to save the day. And it's just there's a lot of great action in that. And you see the kids go from being students at Hogwarts to nobody else is going to do anything about it. We have to be the ones to do it, even if it kills us.
Yeah.
David Yates directed 5 all the way through 7 Part 2. You love the vision he brought in the darker stories and series. And that's the thing, Harry Potter was always dark. Somebody or something dies in every book.
Yep.
Somebody or something dies in every book. At least one.
First one, Professor Quirrell.
Quirrell. Yep. Well, in first one, James and Lily. You learn of their death because it happens literally minutes before the game, or before the book picks up.
Leviosa.
And you have Quirrell. In the second one, it establishes everything with Tom Riddle, but also the Basilisk.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And you have several people that almost die because of petrification. 3.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Who it was that dies in 3? Well, there's a whole thing of Buckbeak.
Yeah, but Buckbeak's
And they end up
alive.
saving. Well, they end up saving Buckbeak.
Leviosa.
And then 4 is Cedric, and then it just goes on. 5 is Sirius. 6 is Dumbledore. Spoilers.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And then a lot of people die in 7. So Harry Potter, one of the things I appreciated from that JKR, and I don't care how you feel about JKR on a personal level, I don't care.
Wingardium
I don't even care
Leviosa.
what her opinions are any more than I care what anyone else's are. People want to be mad about it, that's their right. What I appreciate she did is she wrote a story where Yeah, the Dementors in 3. Yeah, they did. They did set the tone. That they can leave you as a lifeless, soulless shell. Basically, is a terrifying notion.
Incendio!
I forget where I was going with that. Oh, that she wrote a story where the villain doesn't have a redemption arc. There's no redeeming quality. He is evil. And evil is real, and evil exists. Yeah, the big trend now, and Disney is guilty of this, is they want to give their villains these redemption arcs. You know, they're talking about doing a Gaston movie, which blows my mind that they want to do a Gaston movie. Because there's nothing redeeming about him. When we first meet him, he's a chauvinistic, womanizing, manipulator, borderline rapist.
Incendio!
And that's how we meet him. And so if you're giving him a backstory, then all you're doing is giving us a story where how he became that way, and we're supposed to, what, accept it? We're supposed to be okay with him? Like, that's why he's that way? That's why he's a horrible human being when we meet him? Like, pass, thank you. But, you know, she gave us a villain that doesn't have a redemption. And doesn't care about redemption. And sometimes evil just exists in the world. We didn't need a Maleficent movie, let alone 2 of them. We don't need a reason for villains to be relatable. We don't. And I think when we make, this is opinion, of course, I'm full of those. I think when you try hard to make a villain relatable, you downplay that they're terrible people and that their actions are terrible, and suddenly we're supposed to excuse them. Oh, they get a free pass for being awful. No, they're just awful. Okay? Maleficent cursed an entire kingdom because she wasn't invited to the baby's birthday party. Okay? But we're supposed to feel sorry for her because
She wasn't invited.
Because she wasn't invited. My youngest had a birthday party over the weekend. Did you know there were people who weren't invited to that? Were they offended? No.
No.
That I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But nobody was deliberately...
I think if we were in charge of the party and we didn't invite some people, they might have gotten upset. But knowing that we were not the ones in charge of the party...
Yeah, it wasn't our year to set up the party. That's part of the custody.
That them not being invited was not on us.
Yeah, but they're not upset is my point.
Yeah.
Maleficent was known to be evil. She was known to be wicked. She was known to be pretty vile. I mean, to the point the other witches are afraid of her. Well, yeah, you don't necessarily want to invite that person around your baby.
Found those blue every flavour beans,
Pox
yeah?
on your bloodline. That's,
Are you kidding me?
How many are you missing?
1.
Of the what? Which color?
The blue.
Oh.
But I have no idea where I would find it.
Beats me, babe. So, yeah, like we don't need the redemption. The only villain that needed a redemption is the Beast. And make